Now we come to the last unit of performance management subject. The chapter is titled as Performance Measurement and Control. So this chapter extensively deals about how are you measuring performance for different sectors of organization, and also how do you keep a control on the progress of the company. The contents that we'll be covering under this chapter are performance management information system, management reports, and performance analysis in private sector organization and non-profit and public sector organization. So to start with, we have performance management information system, otherwise we call in short as PMIS. So let's understand. The purpose of the information system in a business is to provide management with the information they need in order to make good decisions and in order to monitor the progress of the company. So, as the statement talks about here, this management is going to collect or provide information, right? Information, it can be relating to labor, it can be relating to material, it can be relating to sales, etc. So they're going to collect the information, and what's the purpose of information is to update or provide it to the higher management, because management is the one who makes decisions. So when I provide this collective information to the management, it will help the management to take or make good decisions, and also to monitor the progress of the company. Very important, right? It's not just about this month how the company is performing, right? I need to observe the progress the company is making, or is it facing any loss or any issues. So I need to keep a check or control over the progress of the company. So information required for different levels of decision making. So under what categories of decision making do you require information? So number one, we need management information system for strategic planning. Strategic planning, as the name says, it is deciding on a long term, let's say 5 years down the line, what directions will my business take, right? Or what are the strategies my business need to change or adapt to, right? Because every day the market, the environment, the industries, the competitors, the products, services, tastes, preferences, all these factors are constantly changing around us. So we need information to plan our strategies or change our strategies whenever they are required. Second one is management control. So management control is definitely implementing the plan. Okay, like let's say for a short term, let's concentrate on each quarter, concentrate every month for a particular year, right? So let's say we prepare some budgets in order to achieve for a short period of time. So information for this purpose will be required from internal as well as external sources. So that's about the purpose of management control. Third is operational control. So this is concerned with day to day. Okay, that is monitoring and controlling the expenses, the incomes, the source of cash inflows, outflows. Right? Let's say the number of hours worked by the employees per day, or let's say per week. Right? What is the amount of raw material used? All these comes under operational control decisions. So information is required for three different decision making. Number one, strategic planning. I'm looking 5 years ahead. That's a very long term. Management control, I'm looking for short term. That is maybe within a year or half yearly. And the third one focuses on operational control. That means day to day operations. So I'm concentrating on raw materials used, number of hours worked by the laborers, etc. Next, understand the sources of management information. So, what exactly are the sources? First one is transaction processing system. Now, this is a recording of a daily routine transaction of the business. Okay. Now, it includes financial transaction, keeping the records of inventory, processing orders, etc. So, as and when there's a transaction that is incurring for a business, immediately you're going to record it in your books of accounts, right? So that's why it's called as transaction processing system. So basically it's your books of accounts where you generally enter your transactions. Second, you have management information system. In short, it is called as MIS. Now, the purpose here is to convert the data into information. Okay. So, in the first step, what was that? It is just numbers or data, right? But in the second system, that is management information. Okay. So, I need to convert all those numbers and tables into a useful information that will be applicable to managers at all levels. Correct? You have operational manager or a senior level manager, right? Functional manager, etc. So the information that you prepare must be applicable at all levels of managers. Now, it is particularly focusing on management, that is the decision making authority, right? Whoever is holding the decision making authority of the company, they will be called as the management. The third one is Executive Information System, EIS. Now, this is a traditional management information system where you can produce a report. Now, these have to be prepared standard reports in advance, okay, so that you can find out if there is any variance from each month. Okay, so therefore this executive information system enables, okay, whoever is using the information to access the data and produce non-standard reports. So without any programming language, right, to make sure the data you have collected in graphical form or in diagram form, right, that anybody is easily who can access the information are able to understand the data, are able to understand the information. So this is the basic level of presenting the data in the form of information like graph, tables, reports, charts, diagrams, etc. Number 4, we have Enterprise Resource Planning System, ERPS. So the word planning gives an impression, right, that do not do any decision or take up any decision without a plan in your mind. Correct? So these systems integrate all departments functions into single computer system. So here we are talking about technology. I'm trying to combine, right, the systems, all the departments into one particular system, right, having their own system. Instead of that, if I'm going to centralize it, right, a single system that can serve all the departments. So even though each department and function will have their own respective data, you here under enterprise resource planning system, for the entire organization, you create one data source. That way, department A can also have a look at the information of department B. Correct? So that is the advantage of having a centralized or a single database. So where any department or any function can easily access or even share the information. The fifth one here is open and closed systems. So here we are talking about open systems are systems that can respond to changes, okay, that is externally to the company. Whereas closed system means certain rules, certain regulations which are only fixed for employees, right? Or the laborers working in the organization, right? So those are called as closed systems that cannot be altered. It is fixed, right? Let's say the timing, let's say the procedure, the functions within an organization. Clear? Those are internal or closed system. Now what's the opposite? Open system, that is the external factors such as competitors, right? The decision taken up by the competitors, any changes in the economic environment or the government laws or the industry trends, taste and preferences of customers, all these become the open system. That means the company gets affected and these information keeps on changing according to the change in environment. When you compare to closed system, they are very rigid, or I would say they are a fixed set of rules and regulations. So open system provides more flexibility and also better information, but you really cannot control the external or the open system. Correct? Can I control my competitors' action? Can I control my government or customers? No, right? So, but here in a closed system, it is more flexible. Mostly it is fixed rules, but whenever there is a utter change that is required, right, in terms of accounting methodology or the functions of departments or manufacturing processes, then it is definitely flexible in closed system. So these are the 5 different sources of management information. Next topic is management report. So thus far we have understood what is management information, what are the types of decision making, and what are the sources of information. Let's understand the meaning of management reporting. Now this reporting of management is a process of providing information at various levels of management. As we just read, correct? Information when you're providing, it is meant for all the levels of management. And what's the purpose? In order to judge the effectiveness of their responsibility centers. That means it can be purchase department, it can be research and development department, it can be sales department, etc. Each are called as responsibility center. So the department heads will be responsible for the functioning or for the effectiveness of their departments. Okay. And this management report can also become a base for taking corrective measures. So definitely in a report, the positive of the department and the negatives, both will be written. So therefore, it will enable the management to take corrective measures. What are the objectives of reporting, or what's the purpose of reporting? Number one, it is acts as a means of communication. So definitely a report is used as a mean of upward communication, right? So it is prepared and submitted by the lower management, okay, and it is submitted to the higher authority or the management. So that means it is a way of communication. So these are the activities conducted. This is the amount of budget we spent for this quarter, right? So these are the information I am providing to the management through management report. Next, we have satisfy interested parties. That can be shareholders, creditors, customers, public, banks, government, etc. So in order for all of these parties interested about the company, management report will provide the data. Serve as a record. It's always good and it's always safe to have a record of your operations. Correct? So for today, for everything we have documentation. Yes or no? So even this performance, right, you always need to record it, right? So it will serve as a record. So in case you want to look 2 years, in the past, what did the company make a choice in a particular situation? How will I get to know? Only if you record it. So it is always safe and secure when you have a report of your company's activities. Number four, legal requirements. Now, definitely your annual accounts, or what you call it as final book of accounts, correct? Your profit and loss account or balance sheet or trial balance, these are all called as what? Final books or final reports of the company, right? Now, why are they prepared? They are prepared in order to meet the legal requirements, that is the Companies Act, right? And also the income tax authorities, or even to show the public what are we doing with the money of public. Number five, develop public relations. So reports of general progress. So you can look at any company, right? They have prospectus, they have magazines, even education institutions have, companies have, uh, big organization produce reports, even non-government organization produce reports. Why? In order to show their progress. What exactly are they doing in their company, right? How are they using the resources? Is it utilized in the best possible manner? So when you prepare reports and publish before the public, publish it to the customers or government in general, it will definitely increase the reputation or goodwill of the company. Number six, basis to measure performance. So definitely the performance of each employee is prepared in a report format. Yes or no? So every time you as an employee or myself would want an appraisal, right? Or a hike in my salary, they definitely will prepare a report on each employee, right? What is the skill set the person possesses, and what are the duties he has completed thus far, job, how well has he performed, etc., right? So it becomes a basis for measurement of your employee performance. The last purpose is control. Now, reports are basis of control process. Now, because on the basis of reports, actions are initiated. So, based on the reports that we prepare, control action can be taken, or instructions can be given in order to improve the performance. That is, let's say a management report gives a negative report, right? Let's say it's about a department that is not functioning so well. So the management can take control over the department, take certain corrective measures, and make sure it controls the progress of the department. Okay, so these are the 7 major objectives of management reporting or management report. Next, we have levels of management and reporting. The first one is details in report, that is for the lower level management, correct? For the lower level management, all the instructions, duties, responsibilities must be given in detail, correct? So that is for the supervisor, foreman, or who takes care of the machinery and the equipment in the factory. For such people, reports must be in detail. Second is period of reporting. So for the low level management, the report must be frequent, correct? So going back to the first topic here, details in report. For the lower level management, we just discussed every detail or every instruction must be given in detail, correct? But that's not the same for middle level management or higher level management, correct? Now coming to period of reporting, for the low level management, reports must be prepared more frequently. Okay. While you compare to the higher level management, then the reports to be prepared are less frequent, correct? Maybe once in a year or half yearly, maybe. And middle level management, the frequency is a little bit higher compared to the top level management. Third one is number of reports. So for low level of management, the reports must be less, and higher level of management, the number of reports must be higher, because there for low level management you're just giving the details, instructions or duties, right? But when you're talking about higher level management, right, you need the report of every department, every function, right, about finance, purchase, sales, right, advertising, etc. Therefore, these are the three levels of management and reporting: details in report, period of reporting, and number of reports.